Good evening, everyone. It is October the 27th, 2021. It is 8:46 in the evening, and I want to share about what has happened today. Um, this started at 3 something,
8 a.m.
yeah, 3 a.m. this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I woke up and I'd had a bad dream. Okay, and as I was laying there after uh, having this bad dream, um, I asked God specifically to audibly speak to me today in some way, and I didn't tell you about it, but I told you about the dream that I had. But I woke up from the dream, but I didn't tell you about the prayer.
I woke up a few minutes later and we talked about 3 o'clock this morning about your dream.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have this prayer that I ask God, speak to me verbally, so my ears can hear what you're saying. So I end up going back to sleep, and about what?
Which is why he's yawning right
fine.
now.
Yawning right now. 2 hours later? Something like that. Anyway, I get up and I send you a text message about I had asked God about speaking to me verbally.
Correct.
Okay. But I don't remember, correct me if I'm wrong, I said that first and then I sent you the devotional.
Yeah, you told me about the prayer that you had this morning after you told me about your dream at 3 o'clock this morning. And then I finally dozed off to sleep, and you finally went off to sleep after I did. And then after I left to go to work and I got to work, you sent me a text message, was telling me about your prayer, and then sent me to go with it.
How long was it in between?
Oh gosh.
It was several minutes, wasn't it?
I think you sent me that to show me what that was.
Oh, I may have.
Yeah, because you were in the middle of your prayer time and devotional time this morning.
Right. Well, anyway, I get my devotional. I typically start with help, and it has a morning. Excuse me, guys. It has a morning and an evening. And this morning's verse, it was only 2 words.
Yes.
It's part of a verse. And the morning's devotional for Streams in the Desert devotional that I read typically first, it said, God spoke.
No,
Genesis, and that was all it said. And I went, what? There's no way. And that's Genesis 46:2. If you'll read that.
Yeah, the whole verse says, during the night, God spoke to him in a vision. Jacob, Jacob, he called. Here I am, Jacob replied.
And see, what's really interesting about that is that I had that thought of asking God and praying to him about
audibly
speaking to me.
Correct.
And it's on the exact same morning that the devotional says God spoke.
Knows it. As far as the verse is concerned.
As far as the verse, that's all of that's only 2 words of the verse that you just read.
Right.
Is in that devotional. Of course, it's more of the devotional, but that's not the point. The point is I had that prayer that I said to God, and then on that very morning, 5 hours later, something like that, there it is, written in words in a devotional that I pick up. I'm going, oh my gosh. So, you come home. We'll skip to the
this
end
evening.
of this evening of a
They don't want to know
really,
the work. They don't want to know the work day.
Yeah, the really, really cool part about this evening. We're on the way to go to Wal-Mart and get a couple of items.
So we started walking here, and you had the thought of going town and go walking.
Yep, and you said you needed some deodorant.
So I thought, well, we'll go walking, then we'll go to Walmart and do what we need to do.
So you needed deodorant, and I needed some super glue because plastic had broken, and I was going to see if I could get it fixed.
Yep.
Okay. So, and we also needed some milk. So we go walk and get finished there, and we go to Aldi's, which is right there beside the park, and we get 1 gallon of milk, and that's it. And I look down at the receipt, and it's $7.14. Oh, I forgot something.
Yeah, you forgot something.
On the way to go walk, there's just so much sometimes that happens. On the way to go walk, this truck comes in from a side street that has a trailer on it, and the number 963 is on the phone number of this
business.
This business that's advertised on this trailer.
Yeah,
and that's Psalms 96:3,
which says, "Publish His glorious deeds among the nations. Tell everyone about the amazing things He does."
So whenever you or I see that, we know that we're going to be speaking to somebody about God and telling them usually the 108 story.
Typically, that's where we start.
Usually where
that's where we
starts. Okay, so I knew that. So then we go walk. We go to Aldi's. We check out, and I look down at the receipt, and it says the timestamp is 7:14. Okay, when we get this, and what was it? 2 weeks ago, God showed us Isaiah 7:14, which says, and just read the first part of the verse because that's all it.
Yeah, because this is all I read whenever you told me to. That was the day that you told me to go to a page, and you had several things marked on this page, but my eyes went straight to this one.
And I had only this first part of this verse underlined.
And it says, "All right, then, the Lord Himself will give you the sign."
And I'm going,
look. And when it says look with an exclamation point.
And when I saw the 7:14, I was like, okay, what sign is He going to give?
Right.
That is going to be the sign.
Right.
Okay. So we end up going to Walmart. We had actually got us a little blizzard, and we were eating out on the way to Walmart, so we had a few minutes to be able to do that. So we go.
But the funny thing is after we left, went to Aldi's, went to Dairy Queen. But then when we left, and I mean, like, we have 2 Walmarts. So one Walmart is like right there.
Oh,
or there's one
across the road,
north end of town. So you said,
you choose.
Left or right. Which one are you going? I said, go left, because they'll give us time to eat our blizzards.
Right. No, left.
Sorry. What did I say?
No, I said it right. I was just
go left.
I just said right, so I was making a joke about it. Anyway,
we've been up since 3 o'clock, so don't.
So we go to Walmart, and we go to the
customer
service because I have some deodorant that I can't use anymore, and she needed deodorant, so I was just gonna get a gift card for this one to be able to get hers.
Right.
So I go up there, and the girl helps me, and she says, "I can't do this one. This is a twin pack.
This was a part of a twin pack.
This is part of a twin pack, so it didn't have a barcode." So I was like, "Oh no!"
We didn't even look. All we saw was the unopened unused deodorant.
And a girl that actually I had returned some deodorant about 2 days ago.
2 days ago, I think, yeah.
On Monday, and today's Wednesday.
Yeah.
And she was there, and she was
like,
she remembered us.
Didn't you bring back some?
Yeah, and I was just like, I'm bringing back some more because I can't use it anyway. So, and I just said, do y'all want to hear a cool story? So, and they were like, yeah.
Sure.
So
I said, I'm gonna go grab the stuff. I'll be right back.
So I start telling them about the 108 story that God did on our wedding day.
So I go get the 2 things that we need, which is the deodorant and some glue.
So while I'm telling them the story, she goes and gets those 2 items. Okay? And then she comes back. And I've already gotten to the part where God had led me to Mark 10:8. 2 are united into one. There are no longer 2 but 1.
Right.
And I had gotten also to the part where in 7 hours,
yep.
I took the picture of the 2 cars that had the 108 7 hours before we get married, which is God's stamp. Okay? I didn't have my phone. Both of us had left our phone in the car for whatever reason.
It was a technology-free date night.
and that's okay. So I didn't have the picture to be able to show them.
Right.
But what happened after that is God's way of speaking to us, and it also spoke to
through us, through what you were sharing to these girls.
Yeah, and when what I'm about to tell, and I've got the receipt right over there on the bed, and I'm gonna take a real short video of that and add it to the end of this so that you can see what I'm talking about and actually give you some visual proof of this.
What happened.
Of this and the sequence that it happened. God not only answered I wouldn't say that he didn't speak to me audibly today, but he spoke to me so clearly in telling me, this is how I speak to you. And I'm going to use that to speak to others. And what happened that I'm about to share, as I'm telling these 2 girls about the 108 story, the girl that originally was trying to exchange or give me a gift card for the deodorant was checking you out.
The 2 items I brought up, which was the glue and the deodorant, she was ringing up while you were telling the story. And you were talking to, I guess, a manager or something.
She had manager had walked up and said, I didn't get all of that.
So you were kind of telling her while she was ringing up and getting that completed. And as soon as she got done, look at that.
and I looked down at the total. I looked down at the total. Guys, this is my God's honest witness. And I've got the receipt right over there. And I will get it here. You want to get it? I don't know if you can see it or not.
I don't know if you can or not.
That's it right there.
That's it. I don't know if I got it in the picture or whatever. Y'all see it? I'll move it around or I'll keep it still or whatever else.
Okay. Anyway, we'll get a close-up of it here in a minute. But the total is $10.08. 108 again, guys. 108. And the girl, she was floored. She was like, oh my gosh. She could not believe it. You could tell her faith.
Oh, it increased.
In God and how he speaks increased 100 times immediately. I mean, it was like that.
Well, even before then, though, she was talking about just, I mean, even just the 108 part before you even got to the 7-hour stamp or anything else of that. She was like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to tell this at my church, you know, on Sunday and see what they think about it. This is so cool. And, she, you know, she just went on and on and on. And then when that happened and she was made part of that story or that moment.
Oh, yeah. She was actually made part of the 108 story.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Tonight.
God included her all in that.
And it was just so cool to see that happen.
Her eyes. I mean, she had to, I mean, because I know that the little girls in Walmart, in Walmart had to wear masks. But she had her mask on and her eyes. She got about that big. The excitement in her eyes. I mean, it lit up. It was so awesome.
You know, and that was just a visual proof of what we have shared on our wedding day is actually, it's real, guys. What we experienced, how God has directed us to different verses at different times through the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And
oh yeah,
as we share some of this stuff,
it just new details about the story unravel.
You know, like this past Friday night, we're telling a couple
the couple about it, yeah.
and they,
as soon as you said something about the video being on February 16th, the guy was like, "Oh my gosh, 216, that's 2 108s."
And I hadn't even thought about it. I'm just going, what?
Or a few weeks before that, the picture of the 108, the 2 car tags of 108, there's an arrow, you know how you have the parking lot where you're going this way, it's telling arrows on the ground or telling you to go which direction to go, and it's pointing at those 2 vehicles.
It's pointing at the 2 vehicles.
And that was something we didn't...
And I'd never seen that before.
We never paid attention to that before, yeah.
Both of those 2 things have happened in the last month. In the last month.
I think so.
Or last 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been very recent.
So God's all the time adding to this. And tonight is just another one of those little add-ons that is just absolutely amazing and astonishing to see.
Just to
not
see
for
God,
us,
no,
not
but
for us,
just to see God include that young girl in that tonight,
gosh,
and see
so
her
cool.
reaction, you know, it was just amazing.
It was just absolutely wonderful.
I loved it. I loved it.
Anyway, that's all I wanted to share. I just wanted to share this absolutely wonderful moment of what some people would call a chance encounter, but for us to only need those 2 items, and I'm sharing the 108 story with these girls and the price of those 2 items with the tax included.
Because I was back there for a few minutes trying to figure out which glue. But the only reason I got the one I did because it said plastic on the front of it.
Yeah. You know,
otherwise I would have got the other one, which was a bigger bottle, and you know, you could have used it for more things, but
yeah, I mean, just how all of that happened, and the price coming up to being $10.08. How can you refute that? You know, you go.
I got black and white proof.
You know, you just go. Here's your sign.
There's your Isaiah 7:14 sign there.
And that is the Isaiah 7:14 sign right there. That God speaks in this way, this strange, cool way.
Sometimes overwhelming.
Overwhelming, cool way. There's a lot of adjectives that we could add in there.
There's a whole bunch of them.
But for that to happen in front of somebody and them get to witness it, and this isn't the first time that this has happened.
No.
This has happened so many times, and people are going, how does that happen?
Yeah.
You know, we're in the middle of telling them, or about to tell them, and I say, look, it's 108 right now. You know, I just shared that verse with them.
Yep.
You know, Yeah, and it's just like, oh my gosh.
It's so cool.
So anyway, I'm gonna add these 2 receipts to show you the times on here in the price, so that you'll be able to, and that I have the date on there, so that you can see that this has just happened just a couple of hours ago.
Oh yeah.
You know, but
Absolutely.
it's amazing how God can speak to someone. But here's the cool part: are we willing to listen and follow His instructions when He speaks? Gosh, that is so key.
Oh, absolutely.
If we don't listen and then obey what those instructions are, we're going to miss the relationship that God is wanting so bad with us. So, anyway, just wanted to share that, guys. I love my bride. I keep looking at her as much as I do the camera, because it's just so cool. Because this is about me and her and us and God.
Our relationship with Him.
And when He includes somebody else in it, it's just really
it's exciting.
It's just exciting to be able to share something that God did on our wedding day.
And just keeps expanding it.
And it just, it's never ending.
It's just growing. It's awesome.
It's just it never stops. So, anyway, y'all have a good evening, and I'll put these on the end of the video. Okay? All right.
Bye.
Okay, guys. Here is the 2 receipts. If you look right here, today is 10/27/2021. There is the 7:14 that I saw, and that was the Isaiah 7:14 verse, that you'll look for a sign. And here is the other receipt. Oh, sorry, I'm moving it around. 10/17 or 10/27/2021. This is at 7:41. And look, guys, there is the 10:08, the 108 of Mark 10:8. That is so cool, guys. Wow. Amazing.